passes.
Let's go that way, Tyrone.
Ooh,
Tyrone, let's
so
go that way.
Paulie races up.
That's late.
Well, welcome to The Bunker in season 2016. I'm here with the Match Review Committee Coordinator, Mick Buettner. Mick, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Amie.
Pretty exciting times. The Match Review Committee is here at The Bunker. How's that been going so far?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. You know, we've got access to all the angles similar to those of the referees, and we've seen how successful that has been in the first round. You know, from a level of consistency and efficiency, it's certainly proved to be a huge plus for the Match Review Committee. Not only has it enabled us to identify more incidents for players and their on-field behaviour, but also to eliminate more incidents. So, you know, those different angles certainly create or open up a whole new way of identifying things in the game, and we've been extremely happy with how it's turned out for round one.
And 3 charges from round 1 so far.
Yeah, 3 charges. We had Chris Heinington, Jake Friend and Paulie, who were all charged this weekend. Going through those incidents there, you can see Chris Heinington, he was charged with a grade 1 dangerous throw. The key elements there when it comes to a dangerous throw, obviously the elevation, you can see both feet off the ground, the head below the hips, and there was no arresting of the position. So from that perspective, that fits well within the realms of a grade 1 dangerous throw.
And with Jake Friend?
He was a grade 1 dangerous contact, head neck. You can see here a crusher tackle here. He's got the underhook grip and hasn't released the head and applied excessive flexion to the back and neck of Bryson Goodwin. So a charge of a grade 1 dangerous contact there was applicable.
And lastly, Paulie.
Paulie, yes, you can see him making forceful contact to the Titans player. It was certainly avoidable and, you know, unnecessary in terms of the way he went about his actions. So he had a similar incident to this last year on Jamie Soward, and they fitted very much the same in terms of comparables. So a grade 1 was applicable for Paulie.
Okay, now this incident with Steve Matai, why wasn't he charged?
We can see here that he has made contact to the head of Aidan Tolman. But one thing you will note is the mitigating circumstances in the height of Aidan Tolman. He's basically running on his knees, just the stumbling nature of his actions. So we felt that Steve Matai wasn't careless in his actions and therefore no charge applicable.
And what about this shoulder charge from Martin Tapau on James Graham?
Yeah, we identified that clearly as being a shoulder charge. You can see the upper arm tucked into the side and there was no attempt to wrap his arms around the player, that being James Graham. But we felt the contact wasn't forceful enough to deem it or warranted a charge. So he's received a concerning act and that information will be passed on to the club and obviously Martin to ensure that those actions aren't repeated further down the track.
And just lastly, from the Sharks-Cowboys match, James Maloney, he's been issued a concerning act.
Yeah, you can see here a cannonball type tackle on James Tamau. He comes in at the back of the leg there, so we refer to that as the north-south direction as opposed to the lateral or side direction, which we refer to as the east-west. With that coming from behind there, it means that there's a greater range of movement of the knee area, therefore, you know, a little bit more flexibility for the player. So we did notice the forceful nature, however it wasn't forceful enough to elevate it to a charge, but something we'll certainly identify and pass that information on to the Sharks.
All right, well thanks for your time, Mick.
Pleasure, Amie.